Okay, what's good, guys? Today we are jumping into my first ever crit race. So this was my first experience of what's known to be a pretty intense race on Zwift. Really started to enjoy and dive deep into some of these races. I've been following a trainer road plan at the moment, and I've been doing a low volume, so it's been nice to kind of work at my sweet spot. But I thought it's about time to kind of, test myself and kind of push my efforts and kind of see where I'm at. So 5 seconds in, I'm getting ready. I'm saying, because everyone says you've got to go out the gate 400 watts or more, just hold on for about a minute. So I'm off. Here we go. 800, and I'm thinking, oh, 700. I think I better calm down a little bit. Realizing the race hasn't even really started yet, not knowing that the start line's a little bit further ahead, and no one's around me. So I'm like, I've eased off the gas, thinking, okay, where is everyone? Why have I gone ahead? I've really probably blown my load way too early here. But as I've eased off, people have started catching up, which is really good. And so I'm sitting around that 400 mark, and I'm thinking, okay, I think I can do this. I can do this. And then these guys have pushed up. I'm like, oh shit, I've got to push already. So end up pushing myself a little bit more to kind of catch up with these so they don't get away early doors. 500-600 watts, 185 heart rate, not ideal, but it is what it is, because I managed to kind of get back engaged with them. Now, as I said, being my first race, I'm starting to learn different things. Now, when it comes out drafting off people, when you're drafting on Zwift, if you take your feet off the pedals essentially and let it tick over, you get penalised massively. So you have to keep those legs ticking over. So that was actually something new. And because I'd find I'd be at the front of the pack, then I'm suddenly at the back of the pack. So you have to just ease off that pedal a little bit, just to kind of keep it moving, and then you can kind of settle in. Because I didn't really want to sit at the front. I want to be drafting off people, not being drafted off. Now, that really happens too much when I'm outdoors, because being a bigger guy, I essentially create the wind barrier, shall we say, for others. But so yeah, really, really good fun. Sitting at that 400 watts here, heart rate well up in those 180s. Average heart rate at the end of the race didn't really go below 180. I think it was 181 or something like that. So it shows the intensity that I was pushing at. And being my first race, not really knowing what to expect, really, it was a kind of good thing, because it means I wasn't like kind of holding back. I was just giving it, putting all my heart into it. So something I've learned along the way as well, people have been telling me, is whenever you see close the gap, that's that drafting thing. So you just really want to try and make sure you do close that gap. So you essentially have to work less for the same power. So yeah, let's jump ahead a little bit. So yeah, sitting in here, 5K in now, heart rate's down at 182, definitely getting red face, as you can see. And I'm finding myself really, I can feel my shoulders raising up. So whenever I get that conscious feeling, I'll then try and relax them down and just try to bring that breathing back to belly breathing as much as I can. And yeah, I'm getting these power ups. Like, this was what I found out was steamroller, I think it is, and I used them poorly. Anyone that's new to Zwift racing, definitely find out what the power ups do so you can use them effectively, because I had no idea. I knew like the aero one and I knew feather one, but again, timing when to use them, how to use them, definitely could be improved. So yeah, sitting in here, 5K in, and feeling good-ish as much as you can when your heart rate's at 180, but sticking with that front pack, and that is the goal of this race. Stick with that front pack, well, I wanted to win it, obviously. Who doesn't want to win a race? But the goal of sticking with the front pack was like the main goal, and if I could win, that's like second goal. So jumping ahead here now, we're getting towards the tail end of the race, maintaining around that 300 watts ish, which is good because my FTP is around 322, 323. So being able to maintain that for 20 plus minutes, I knew I could do that for this race. I just had to kind of get over the initial excitement of being in a race and that stress of everyone around you trying to push, but I kind of thrived in that environment, so I was really, really happy with that. But yeah, as you can see, getting red face, 183 heart rate, suffering, but suffering in a good way, because I knew I'm still with that front pack and I still have that opportunity to win. And so I've got this aero boost here, which I waste. I remember using it and I didn't do anything with it. So as I said, I want to learn what each thing does and kind of when to optimize when to use them, but it's definitely, I think, the more racing that I do, the better I get at it. So I am following a trainer road plan at the moment. I'm doing the low volume, which is 3 days a week. And with that 3 days a week, it's all based around that sweet spot with intervals and so forth. So I'm then adding in a couple of races, like a time trial and hopefully like a crit race or something like that, or a bit of a longer race as well, and trying to get in some outdoor cycling for that. So it's about cycling about 6 times a week, hopefully, and then trying to do some lifting as well when I get the chance, and do some running. So it's quite a full on, and but managing to maintain it and juggle the work, training, family balance, I hope. But yeah, feeling really good here, happy with how things are going, still sitting in that front pack, and we're coming towards the end of the race. So I'm going to skip ahead here now, coming into that last 2K. You know, I'm still suffering, but I'm suffering well, shall we say. 185, 184 heart rate, sitting in at 300 watts, coming into the end, still in that front pack. My positioning keeps going all over the place, so I'm trying not to pay attention too much to the numbers on the side and just focusing more on kind of just trying to maintain the effort and watching what people's like watts per kilo is happening next to me, because you can start to see if people are surging or anything like that. Now, going through this, I fucked up at the end. So I think, again, learning from these experiences, if I would have been a bit more experienced at Zwift racing, or just racing in general and cycling in general, I probably would have known when and like how hard to attack at what time. Because as you see here, you know, I'm still sitting in that front pack, getting towards the end of the race now, and I know I'm getting close to the finish line, so I'm a little bit unaware of, you know, when to surge and when to just do that final sprint. Like how far do I need to be from the how soon is too soon? Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone just starts sprinting. You don't want to be the last one to start sprinting because you just won't catch up, but you don't want to blow your load too early because then you're not going to get to that finish line. So you'll see here, you know, I'm very conscious that I'm getting close to the end now, sitting around that 400 to 500 watts at times, and feeling like I want this to end. So now into that last kilometre. As you can see here, I'm absolutely suffering. My face is extremely red. The fan feels like it's not even on. I'm just dying, but I'm at the front, and I'm seeing on first, second, so I'm thinking I can do this. I can win this race. And as I'm chipping through, I'm starting to like think, okay, cool. How am I going to finish this race? And I know that these guys are the ones that are going to be kind of pushing me to the end, so I have to stay close. And this is when I start seeing close the gap, getting further and further. I'm like having to push 500 watts just to make sure I keep with them, which is definitely sapping my energy. Because as you can see here, I'm head down and just like, I've got to hold on. And so getting around to here, I can see the finish lines coming up. So I'm thinking in my head, cool, a couple of 100 meters, maybe 200 meters might be a good place to start my sprint. That's not the way it was. So I get up here and I start to stand. No one else has started the sprint. And I'm like, I can't do it. Sticking to 600 watts, it's not even that hard. And then suddenly I see everyone else, there you go. First guy's up, second guy's up, third guy's up, and I think, right, I've got to do it. Try and hold on. 600 and something watts, just whatever I had left. And there you go, hit that finish line. Went across in 4th place, which I was really happy with. I was a bit gutted since I pushed so hard for most of the race. But then, after I checked out Zwift Power at the end, it said that I actually come 2nd. So really happy about that. Better than I thought, and but gutted I didn't win, because me and the person who finished first did actually finish at exactly the same time, but they were a little bit lighter. So yeah, is what it is. But really good first experience of Zwift Crit Racing. But this is obviously my first training review like this, so hopefully you guys got something out of it and enjoyed it. More to come, you know, some live streaming like I tried to do here, and some of the other lads will be live streaming their races as well, so you get to see different perspective. And yeah, so thanks a lot for watching. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up and all that lot. Do subscribe and stay tuned for my journey to 4 watts per kilo and more, while body weight coming down and power going up. Catch you guys next time.